Wind chill warning for the first time in its history.
We aren't generally, prepared for weather like this.
Even staying warm might become a challenge as the state's power grid approaches overload and rolling outages have begun. More than 1.5 million homes and businesses around the state are without electricity. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Across the country, more than 150 million Americans are under some sort of weather alert. ABC's Andrea Fuji has the story on what's happening in the West.
In Las Vegas, intense wind kicking up this dust storm, causing near zero visibility. In Oregon, hundreds of thousands of customers lost power after heavy ice toppled trees. And Seattle digging out from 9 inches of snow in one day, the most in 52 years.
This morning, 43 states are on alert for snow, ice, and bitter cold. A new ABC News Ipsos poll shows 58% of Americans believe former President Trump should have been convicted in his second impeachment trial and barred from holding future office. The Louisiana Republican Party censured Senator Bill Cassidy for his vote to convict. He told ABC's This Week,
I'm attempting to hold President Trump accountable, and that is the trust I have from the people that elected me. And I am very confident that as time passes, people will move to that position.
The Republican Party in North Carolina expected to vote to censure Senator Richard Burr, who also voted to convict. The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says continued masking and distancing, along with a vaccine, should protect most Americans from COVID variants that have been showing up more often. You're listening to ABC News.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Security forces in Myanmar stepping up their crackdown on protesters demonstrating against the military coup. In one instance, more than 1,000 protesters in Mandalay were attacked by soldiers and police using sticks, slingshots, and guns firing rubber bullets. On Sunday, a tough Valentine's Day again in parts of Florida. ABC's Lana Moise on the third anniversary of the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High.
3 years later, the pain still felt following the Parkland school shooting.
Every day has been very difficult since my beautiful daughter, Gina Rose Montalto, was murdered at her school.
Father Tony Montalto honoring his 14-year-old daughter at a wreath-laying ceremony. She was one of the 17 victims killed when a gunman opened fire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Our family is it's not whole, and my wife and my son and myself are reminded of that.
Flags were flown at half-staff and memorials held across South Florida for the victims. Lionel Moise, ABC News, Miami.
Hope in New Zealand's capital of Auckland that a snap COVID lockdown won't last long. Today is the first full day of the 3-day lockdown after 3 unexplained cases of the coronavirus were discovered. Quite an anniversary in London. Larry the Cat marking 10 years at 10 Downing Street, the official home of the British Prime Minister. Larry holds the title of Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office and has held that post through 3 different prime ministers. This is ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
You know, folks are saying once you've used a Massey Ferguson, you won't ever want another tractor. They're tough, versatile, and dependable. And now with the change of season special at NC Tractor and Farm Supply, you'll be wise to get your special deal. Our tractors have been running in families for generations. Ask about the Phil Sheehan Fall Special going on right now. NC Tractor, 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. Call 288-0395.
More rain is on the way, and we're going to see that ramp up as we head into tonight, into the overnight hours before clearing out. Look for windy conditions as we head into the overnight hours as well. Those are going to die down by tomorrow. Today, we're going to stay mostly dry with highs in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Tonight, those temperatures will dip into the mid to upper 30s with temperatures by the afternoon on Tuesday in the mid to upper 50s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Well, we're starting out at 39 degrees this morning under wet condition, wet and breezy condition. There may be a little mixture. If you see some flakes falling with that rain today, don't be concerned because it's not about to accumulate very much. Wind chill value as low as 38 with northeast winds about 5 miles per hour. Then tonight, mostly cloudy with rain and or mixture. Lows around 36. Now, the rain goes away tomorrow, and we'll have a beautiful day on Wednesday. Rain comes back on Thursday night, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. It's beautiful. It's going to be nice sunny weather with temperatures upper 40s, low 50s for the weekend. Right now, though, it's cloudy and perhaps rainy. This morning it'll kick up here pretty heavy with rain and 39 degrees. Glad to have you folks with us this morning. Thanks for joining us on the Monday morning, magnificent Monday morning broadcast of the morning wake-up call. We got a lot to discuss and talk about with news this morning, so stand by. Right now, though, I have these death announcements. Leslie Robertson Rachel, 68 of Bostic, died Sunday, February the 14th. Those arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service. Again, that's Leslie Robertson Rachel. James Jimmy Weldon Whiteside, age 69 of Caroline, passed away Thursday, January the 28th at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. A memorial graveside service will be conducted February the 20th, coming up this week at Calvary Baptist Church Cemetery. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with those arrangements for Jimmy Weldon Whiteside. Susan Kathy Dobbins, 65 of Spindale, passed away Wednesday, February the 10th at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. Graveside services will be held 3 p.m. Sunday, February the 21st at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. It's requested that those attending wear face coverings and observe social distancing. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Susan Kathy Dobbins. Beverly Ann Morrow Gordon, 78, of Forest City, died Saturday. Funeral services will be held 2 p.m. Tuesday, February the 16th in the Pageant at King Chapel. Burial will follow in the Morrow Curve Cemetery. The family will receive friends on tonight from 6 until 8 at Pageant at King. The family will be at the home of her son, Robin Lane of Ellenboro. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory is serving the family of Beverly Ann Morrow Gordon of Forest City. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others, as they become available to us, you can hear those this morning at 11:35, and then again this afternoon at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on the Most Information for the Foothills, WCAB. Let me again say congratulations to our Be My Baby Valentine winner. Grand prize winner on Friday morning at the drawing was Madge and Kevin Moody of Bostic. Madge and Kevin Moody, congratulations. They were the lucky winners. Got themselves a nice dinner for two over at Gregory's and many, many different great presents and gifts and surprises, and we hope they enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you for all of you who entered. We had a lot of preliminary winners. I don't know, maybe 20, 25 perhaps. Not sure how many. We had a lot of those. But only one grand prize, but all of you who entered, we say thank you. And we hope to be doing some stuff along this year, 2021, to brighten it up a little bit, maybe give away some other stuff. So be sure to hang around and stay tuned. The Rush Limbaugh Morning Update is coming up here in just a few moments, and you can catch Rush when he's able to be on the air at 12 o'clock, 12:05 each day right here, WCAB in Rutherfordton.
UC Berkeley, one of the most liberal universities on the planet, and for 40 years, Berkeley has been spending money from a multi-million-dollar fund with a terrible history. The Genealogical Eugenic Institute Fund is just what it sounds like. It's a fund devoted to eugenics. Now, eugenics is the discredited idea that the human race can be improved by breeding for certain traits and getting rid of others. It was the basis for Hitler's horrible Nazi ideology. The Nazis believed the Aryan race was supreme, so they tried to eradicate everybody else they deemed inferior. In America, eugenics was promoted by Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. She believed that blacks were inferior. She wanted to use abortion to get rid of them, which explains why so many Planned Parenthood facilities are still present in minority communities. Now, when the Los Angeles Times reported on the Berkeley Eugenics Fund this week, faculty members were shocked to learn that it's existed for years, but the school kept it quiet and quietly spent all that money. I guarantee if any conservative school had a supremacist eugenics fund, its doors would close. But this is Berkeley, run by leftists, so nothing's going to happen. And they'll keep spending the money because in their own minds, liberals are superior, and they deserve to do as they please, including wiping out any of us they deem to be inferior. Folks, working your land in cold weather is hard enough, so make sure your tractor is as tough as you are. Mahindra tractors keep working in frigid temperatures. That's why Mahindra is the official tractor of tough. Whatever Mother Nature throws your way, your Mahindra tractor will keep clearing snow, pulling out tree stumps, and hauling feed for livestock. And don't forget, our good friends at Mahindra offer rugged attachments and implements to handle any job. So visit your Mahindra dealer today to save thousands of dollars on a new tractor, or choose 0% interest on select Mahindra models during the Red Tag sale. For purchases of select models now through February 28, 2021. Learn more at whymahindra.com, and may your family continue to have a safe and blessed year.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at East Rutherford Equipment in Ellenboro, or visit eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com. That's eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com.
Gilbert Talks Taxes is on the air every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. Get the latest from the IRS in North Carolina. That's Gilbert Talks Taxes every Saturday from 8 to 9, only on WCAB.
We pulled you away from all the news of the day with classic oldies.
Right here on the best of both worlds.
100.9 FM and 590 AM.
Being a teenager is tough. There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do North Carolina's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Yeah! Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and the North Carolina Athletic Directors Association.
McCurry-Dake Motors has been providing the stylish Buick for families for generations. Come browse a new selection and you'll find the car that everybody's talking about. The family-owned dealership is deeply entrenched in our community. They understand the needs of the customers and will work with them to find the perfect car, truck, or crossover for their lives. Experience the new Buick at McCurry-Dake Motors. Take a look around the website to learn more about everything offered at McCurry-Dake Motors, 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City.
This is Gilbert. If you owe the IRS past due taxes, don't call those toll-free national numbers. Local, affordable help is right here in Rutherford County. Stop garnishments, levies, and liens. Call Gilbert Carmona at 828-289-9300. All initial consultations are free. Call Gilbert, 828-289-9300.
If a man's reputation and accomplishments determined his stature, John Slaughter would be over 7 feet tall. But in reality, he was 5'3". Slaughter came to Texas with his family as an infant. After a short stint in the Confederate Army and 6 years as a Texas Ranger, Slaughter gathered up some strays and became a cattleman. In the spring of 1879, John took his cattle and moved to southeastern Arizona, where he established the 100,000-acre San Bernardino Ranch. His ranch was located in Cochise County. Tombstone is also located in Cochise County. When we think of Tombstone, we think of the Earps and how they cleaned up the town. But in reality, it was this 5'3" man, John Slaughter, who did the cleaning up. About 5 years after the Earps left Tombstone, Slaughter was elected the sheriff of Cochise County. Slaughter gave lawbreakers the option of being gone in 24 hours or being shot. And any lawmaker who didn't surrender or leave ended up a corpse or disappearing, presumably left somewhere in the desert as buzzard bait. But as one observer said, he didn't like to shoot people. He did it simply because it was in a day's work, and it was his duty. Slaughter decided to give up his career as a lawman after firing both barrels of a shotgun point blank at an outlaw and missing. Texas John Slaughter died on February 16, 1922, at the age of 80. He's remembered as a gambler, cattleman, lawman, gunman, pioneer, and empire builder. He's also remembered as a man who, although short in stature, had the heart of a giant. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Thank you, Dakota Lipsay, for that information there for us on Monday mornings. Now let's head to the phones, find out what's been happening over the weekend. And Deputy Butron from the Sheriff's Department is on the phone now to give us an update. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good, sir. How are you doing?
Doing great. Tell us what's been going on over the weekend with your department.
Over the weekend, the Sheriff's Office responded to 176 calls for service. The jails processed 8 arrests, and there's currently 147 detained in jail. For incident reports, Christopher Fight reported an assault with a deadly weapon. Brian Matthew Robinson was charged with an assault on a female communicating threats. Owen Penton was served a warrant for a felony larceny. Dennis Mal Green was served a criminal summons for assault with a deadly weapon. Shannon Marie Foster was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting a public officer. Jonathan Tyler Wiest was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor and possession of methamphetamine. David Dwayne Upton was served an order for arrest for a failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Daniel Deshaun Mosley was served an order for arrest for a failure to appear on a misdemeanor. And Nathaniel Douglas Sizemore was charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. That's what we've got for the weekend.
Deputy Butron, thank you so very much for that report, and you be safe out there today.
Thank you, sir.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Let's see what calls they've been getting over at 911 Communications Center. Lindsay's on the phone to tell us all about it. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning.
What's on that report from the weekend?
In the past 48 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 communications has processed 1,097 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 69 EMS, 62 rescue, under law enforcement, 176 Sheriff's Office, 105 Forest City, 8 Lake Lure, 50 Rutherfordton, 130 Spindale. Under fire calls, Shingle Hollow had a structure fire, assisting departments Green Hill, Union Mills, and Bills Creek. Ellenboro had a chimney fire, assisting departments of Allstick, Cherry Mountain, and Forest City. Ellenboro, Forest City, Sandy Mush, and Union Mills all had motor vehicle accidents. Rutherfordton had a residential fire alarm. SDO had a vehicle fire. And Sandy Mush had an industrial fire alarm. And that is all.
Thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate it. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Ruby Taylor's on the phone to give us a report from the SDO Fire District on this Monday morning. Ruby, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, Jim.
Good. What's on your report?
The fire department had one call, and that was to a vehicle fire. And on my birthday calendar, I got Christina Stacy, and Becky Doggett having birthdays, and hope they have a nice day. Signs are in the head today and going to the neck tomorrow. Jim, that's all I've got.
Thanks, Ruby. You have a great day.
You too, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. One person was injured in a shooting at a Rutherford County residence Sunday afternoon, another shooting in the county, according to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. According to Sheriff Chris Francis, one person was shot at a residence on Ferry Road around 3:03 p.m. Sunday afternoon. The incident occurred at the shooter's residence, according to the sheriff. The victim was transported to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigation is still underway. We'll have more on that as it becomes available to us. But that was on Ferry Road on Sunday afternoon. One person injured in a shooting at a residence. Let's check in now with Gary Wilson up at the Fairfield in Bills Creek area and find out what's been going on over the weekend for them. Gary, good morning.
Good morning. You enjoying all this sunshine, Jim?
I love his sunshine, don't you?
I do too. I about forgot what it looked like.
I'll tell you, it looks like we're not going to get any substantial sun until maybe a little bit windy, but most of it the weekend looks like it's going to be beautiful, Gary.
Yeah, I hope so. It's been a dreary 3 or 4 days. We had a quarter inch rain overnight last night and about 2 inches altogether since it started. So it's been spread out. So it hadn't all come at one time.
Well,
but compared to the rest of the country, I guess we better not complain too much because they getting hit hard in places.
I know it.
Even down the Raleigh area, down through there, they had that ice storm a couple of days ago, and they had about 150,000 people out of power in that area. So
crazy time.
Crazy weather. But we're sitting on about 40 degrees this morning, and everything's been above freezing all week, and that's a good thing. And Bills Creek had one call yesterday. We've been quiet the last 24 hours, so everything ready for another work week to start, I guess.
All right. Well, I hope it's quiet this week, and hope you have a safe time up there. And thanks for letting us chat with you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you, Jim.
Thanks, Gary. 23 minutes after 7.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Well, let's see what's been happening over in the Hudlow Fire District community. And Bob Hodge has his eye on things for us, and he's reporting to us today. Bob, how you doing?
We're doing just fine on this wet Monday morning.
I tell you, we had some soaking weather yesterday, didn't we?
I reckon we did, and I tell you, it's still wet this morning. Looks like it's going to be wet all week off and on. So,
I know it, yeah.
So, but it'll dry up maybe for too long there. But with the fire department, it's been pretty quiet over the weekend. We've just answered a few medical calls. Hadn't had any fire or accident calls so far, so that's good. And everything else went along just fine there. And so far it's quiet this morning up here. So
Good.
So that's about it, Jim, and you have a good day over there.
Bob, thank you very much. I hope you do too, and enjoy the beauty of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
When it comes to calling a pest control company, people in the know call Hutchins Pest Control. With over 40 years experience behind them, it's a known fact that Tim Hutchins and his team come ready to do a professional job for you. Licensed in both North and South Carolina and voted the best for 10 years. Hutchins Pest Control comes fully insured, honest, dependable, and on-time service. Call Hutchins Pest Control today at 287-5171 to get rid of your pest and rodent problems.
Here's Sue Price. She's reporting from the Cherry Mountain Fire District this Monday morning. Sue, how are you?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing good.
Good. You didn't get involved in all those flower arrangements over the weekend, did you?
I didn't get to do that, no.
Well, I know they were busy.
Oh, yeah. It's always a busy time. They do a good job, though.
Is Valentine the busiest time for flowers, or is it Mother's Day?
Valentine.
Valentine, that's what I thought.
Mother's Day could have been second.
Yeah.
But they have a good time and get it all done some way or another. Now, let's see. Fire department assisted Ellenboro on a chimney fire, I believe it was. And no birthdays on my church calendar. On my personal calendar, I got a birthday for Phoebe Terry. So hope Phoebe will have a good day. And Fairview didn't have anything today, so not too many celebrating, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it, even if it is another rainy day. We've had plenty of them lately, haven't we?
We've had plenty of those, that's right.
Maybe we'll have a few good days for the weekend. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It does. I think it just holds some of this rain to maybe in the spring and summer when our gardens need some rain, maybe bring it on then. But let's don't use up all of our supply here this time of year.
Well, we just take what comes and enjoy it.
We have to do that, don't we?
Yeah, we do. You have a good day today, Jim.
You too, Sue. Thanks. I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye. And we have 39 degrees, currently cloudy, rainy condition, raining pretty much off and on all day. And don't be surprised if you see a few snow flurries in that rain. It is a possibility with some flurries and nothing accumulating from that, I don't think. But we have an 80% chance of precipitation throughout today.
Good morning. These are your headlines. Market declines, unemployment, oil prices. These can be pretty scary. Hi, I'm your Edward Jones financial advisor, Andrew Tisdale, and I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of these just short-term events and how it's not going to affect your long-term goals. We can provide the tools and the reasoned, disciplined approach on how to invest. So please, don't let these headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. Call us today, 828-287-9197. Our office is located in the Food Line Plaza in Rutherford. This was Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, and a member of the SIPC. Bye.
All right, it's 7:29. Let's head up towards Shingle Hollow now and find out what kind of wildlife they had up there over the weekend. Tina's on the phone now to give us a review of the weekend. Tina, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's a wet monsoon Monday, it seems like.
I tell you, you can float a boat out there almost today.
Well, it's 40 degrees up here. Shingle Hollow had a structure fire, and Green Hill and Bills Creek and Union Mills helped them put that fire out. And Green Hill had assisted them and did 2 medical calls this weekend. In the house fire, everyone got out safely. A lot of damage to a basement area, and the house was, full of smoke, so a lot of smoke damage upstairs.
Everybody's safe, though. That's a good thing.
But, yes, everybody's safe. So very thankful for the fire department. I heard the family say that, and that they really worked hard on getting that fire out.
Do they know?
So other than,
do they know the cause
Go
of the
ahead.
fire? Do they know the cause of the fire at this point?
I haven't been told the cause of the fire.
Okay.
We're just glad everybody's okay.
Yes.
I'm very thankful for that. And other than that, I don't think there's been anything wild and crazy going on up here. If there has been, it hasn't been reported. And I think we're going to have another day of rain, and maybe another day of rain, and another day.
That's the way it looks. Yeah, well, but the sunny days are coming.
Yeah. We'll be able to. Well, we can just keep singing raindrops keep falling on our heads.
Yeah. They certainly do that. Do that for sure. All right, Tina, you have a wonderful day up there, and then stay dry, and I'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks. That's Tina White reporting out of Shingle Hollow Fire District and reporting from Green Hill as well.
It's great to get discounts on beautiful furniture, and thanks to the Recliner Center, you can get 10% off everything in the store. 10% off lift chairs, 10% off sofas, 10% off recliners, 10% off bedding. Angela has changed her hours to suit your schedule. The Recliner Center is now open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. And, of course, you can make an appointment by calling 828-395-3562. Come by soon and pick out the recliner, sofa, or lift chair that best suits you and get 10% off your purchase. Come by and see Angela Cooper at the Recliner Center today. The Recliner Center is on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Farmer's Friend Feed City and Supply is a variety store. Here's why I say that. They have all your pet supplies in stock. They have horse quality hay, refilled propane, $10.99 for a 20-pound tank, cedar shavings, 55-gallon barrels with lids, only $20, and cow lick tubs. Check over the Dura Heat propane heaters or the 5200 BTU Comfort Glow electric heaters for only $29.99. Check their feed prices before you buy, and Farmer's Friend Feed City and Supply keeps plenty of cardinal tissue and paper towels. Like I said, Farmer's Friend Feed City and Supply is a variety store. 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton. And he just keeps growing and growing and growing. You'll find what you need there at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply right across the road from us. Now let's head up toward Union Mills and see what kind of wild weekend they had up there in the Union Mills area. Brenda Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this magnificent, mucky Monday morning?
Well, I'm shriveling up. I'm sound like a prune now. Been wet, rain on so much, and got wet. I'm drawing up.
That's what I told Todd. If it hadn't been raining, it's been snow.
I know it.
So I said, I'm looking forward to seeing the sun. I about forgot what it looked like. So when can we expect to see it?
Well, we may see some sun on Wednesday.
Oh, well, good.
But if not Wednesday, certainly by Saturday and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looks like mostly sunny on Friday, and Saturday sunny with highs around 51.
Hey, I'll take it, yeah.
But the wind will be gusting to about...
Oh.
Wind will be gusting about 13 miles an hour.
That ain't too bad.
We handle that.
Yeah, we'll just have to hold our wigs on real tight.
That's right.
But we hope everybody's having a good morning. The only thing I know of, I got to go to church yesterday. First time since last time I went to church was the Sunday before Christmas.
All right. Are they opening things back up now?
Yeah, we opened up yesterday and had a pretty good crowd, considering. And so I was just tickled to death to get back in God's house.
Yeah. We're beginning to open up a little bit at a time now at our church. Some folks still staying away and Skyping. I mean,
yeah,
not Skyping, but what do you call it?
I know what you do. I can't think either. Yeah. And my sister just told me that word a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But let's see. I've got 36 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or any anniversaries, but I got some announcements. Can you believe that?
No way.
Yeah. Let's see. Register this week for the Union Mills Wilderness 5K, 10K virtual race on February the 27th, starting at 10 a.m. Deadline to sign up is February the 24th. Cost is $25. T-shirt is given if signed up by February the 21st. No race day sign-ups will be taken, and you can call 828-429-5871 if you have any questions. And then we have free tutoring for grades 6 through 12. We begin on Tuesday, February the 23rd at Union Mills Learning Center. This is in partnership with Reach and Rutherford and Blue Ridge Hopes. Sessions will be from 3 to 6 p.m. each week from February to May. You can register at reachandrutherford.online or by calling 828-202-3075, extension 5. Safety and social distancing will be observed at all activities. And that's all I got.
Zooming is the word I was looking for.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad things are beginning to open up a little bit for everybody, it seems like. And hopefully the kids will get back in school on a regular basis.
I know it. And they need that in school, in classroom learning.
They do. And they need they need the socialization with their buddies,
That's
too.
That's right. That's exactly right. But I don't know of anything else going on, so I guess you better go check on Luke the Sweet Thing Gilligan.
Well, enjoy the beauty of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Catch you later.
All right, bye.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. They continue to strive hard to keep that honor. Come on in and see for yourself. Take a look at the all-new design 2021 F-150 or reserve an all-new 2021 Bronco coming in the spring. Don't miss out on the automobile you've been wanting at the Sisk Family Ford price. Take your pick while the picking is good on Oak Street in Forest City.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
All right, let's head toward Ellenboro now and see what's happening over there and see what kind of wild weekend Luther Gilligan had this past weekend. Luther, good morning.
Yeah, we had a great time playing in the rain.
All right.
But we got cooled off, though. Didn't do any sweating. But it's quiet there this morning. Not a whole lot going on right now. Let's see, we had a chimney fire earlier this morning. Got that taken care of. Everything's going easy right now. But the fire department, they had one medical call and had one accident and had that chimney fire over the weekend. Everything going good right now. Everything quiet. Just not a whole lot going on there. And people just trying to get their coffee and gas and head on out to work, get another week started. So it's quiet down here. So, Jim, you have a good day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Stay out of the rain, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care.
All right, bye. That's Luther Gilligan reporting out of Ellenboro, one of our last stops to make during the Call Around News Report. It's 7:38 in time for birthdays and anniversaries for this 15th day of the month, February 15th. All President's Day, too, by the way. If you're celebrating today, you can call now at 287-3356, 287-3356, and find out more about how we can give you a big shout-out for the birthdays and anniversaries. Well, dropping by Washburn General Store is a treat for anybody coming in. Take a trip back in time when you step inside the doors there at Washburn Store. You need an old-fashioned wood cook stove or a washboard or some Tinker toys and overalls, a wide selection of candy and John Deere toys. 4 generations of the Washburn family have owned the Washburn Store in Boston, and members of the 6th generation work there regularly. And you'll find out how much you'll be greeted with a big smile when you walk in over there. It's always fun to step back into history and enjoy shopping at one of our favorite historically significant stores here in the county, Washburn Store between Bostic and Sunshine on the Bostic Sunshine Highway. Check it out real soon. and buy those things for yourself that you haven't been able to get from anybody else. They got a load of things that look good in your house.
Henson Building Materials is returning to our regular days and hours to better serve the fast-growing building needs of the Forest City area. Our hours will be 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We'll still be taking safety measures, cleaning, wearing masks, and social distancing, all while our friendly and knowledgeable staff will be taking your orders on a variety of building, remodeling, and DIY projects. With the combined experience of over 50 years, Jamie Earls, Terry Dunaway, and Randy Harrell in our 10,000 square foot showroom will get you in and out, loaded and back to your project, all with the flexibility in ordering. And while you're at it, visit our Homeworks by Henson showroom with our 2 designers for all of your kitchen and bath cabinet and countertop design needs. Time to get out, get busy, and visit Henson Building Materials. Building starts here.
And for the best in laundry and dry cleaning, trust your clothes to Folks Cleaners. Professional cleaning every time. To look your best, drop them off at the Rockwood Plaza location in Forest City and get them clean and the way you like it. Use the convenient drop-up window for special service. Now, they're open on limited hours during the COVID. They're open Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturday mornings. So drop it off today. You can pick it up on Wednesday. Look your best with clothes cleaned at Folks Cleaners in Forest City and ask about the senior discount. There's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today. While they're fresh, they're good, they're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Or we could call it happy anniversary today because we have Michael and Sheila Trotter in the Chase community celebrating their 19th wedding anniversary. So congratulations to the Trotters. Many more happy returns. That's the only one we had called in this morning. So we'll give Michael and Sheila Trotter a big shout out this morning. And say in love for a long time yet to come. Stand by, we have Keys to Confident Living coming up in just a few minutes. We'll take you down memory lane with some classic oldies. Top of the hour, I'm not sure if the job market office is open today. We'll find out if we can find out about jobs, and we'll check in with our weather observer to find out how much rain we've had so far. Got a lot to pack in this next hour, so don't you go anywhere.
In his book, The Power of Positive Praying, John Bisagno told of an elderly Russian woman who was being moved into low-income housing provided by the state. A friend asked if she had heard from her son who had immigrated to the United States. She excitedly responded that she had and that he had sent pictures of whom she thought must be his friends. When they walked into the woman's room, they found her wall covered with $5, $10, and $20 bills. The lady had been saving the pictures so her son could tell her about all his friends. The woman wasn't destitute. She had significant means, but she just didn't know it. She hadn't called on the resources she had available. The child of God also has an immense resource of help available that is ours for the asking. God said to the writer Jeremiah, "Call to me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." The all-wise God has sufficient provisions to meet all of our needs, but He often waits for us to request His assistance. Our Heavenly Father desires to help us as much as we desire to help our children. We don't force our assistance on them, but we are ready at a moment's notice when they call for help. Do you have some need today that could be met by using the 5s, 10s, and 20s that you have hanging on your walls? The help is available just for the asking. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
Gilbert Talks Taxes is on the air every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. Get the latest from the IRS in North Carolina. That's Gilbert Talks Taxes every Saturday from 8 to 9 only on WCAB.
These opportunities here at Smith's Drugs, please check out our website at www.smithsdrugsfc.com and our Facebook page for updates when testing and vaccinations will begin. We plan to schedule appointments for testing and the vaccination through our website, which will have links from our Facebook page. If you have any questions, please call us at 828-245-4591. Thank you, and we look forward to serving you here at Smith's Drugs of Forest City.
Thank you very much, John. Now some stories from here and there this morning. One person was injured in a shooting at a Rutherford County residence Sunday afternoon, according to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. According to Sheriff Chris Francis, one person was shot at a residence on Ferry Road around 3:03 p.m. yesterday afternoon. The incident occurred at the shooter's residence. The victim was transported to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and more will be forthcoming on that shooting. Over in Polk County, a Mill Springs man was arrested for child pornography, according to the Polk County Sheriff's Office. Joel Truman Williams of Bishop Lane, Mill Spring, was charged with dissemination of child pornography and attempting to destroy evidence, according to the sheriff's reports last week. The sheriff's office said on Thursday, January the 28th, investigators from the sheriff's office, criminal investigations, and special operations divisions coordinated with special agents from Homeland Security Investigations and executed a search warrant at 710 Bishop Lane. The search warrant was based on information gathered during an investigation into the possession and distribution of child pornography, according to the sheriff's office. Officers said investigation is still ongoing with Homeland Security investigators, and further charges are expected in the case. Well, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has honored Corporal Charles Eric Hester with a reception to acknowledge his retirement. Hester's retirement follows 30 years of service in law enforcement. Sheriff Francis presented Hester with an engraved crystal, his corporate badge, and his service weapon. Francis thanked Hester for his dedicated service to the Sheriff's Department and the citizens of Rutherford County. And we, too, want to thank Corporal Hester for his years of service in law enforcement. Well, the armed man who last year, if you remember this story, last year broke into a family's home while under the influence of drugs, is now facing sexual battery charges. Stephen Cortez, 24, of Raleigh, was arrested February the 2nd at his Wake County residence for an outstanding warrant issued in Marion County, Florida. Efforts are underway to extradite Cortez to Florida, where he'll face the charges. The case remains an ongoing investigation, with the alleged date of offense unclear. In April of 2019, Cortez broke into the home of Brooke Covington on Brook Breeze Lane, and where her family was resting, including an elderly woman and a toddler. At the time, Cortez was armed with a 9mm handgun and under the influence of narcotics. Family members tackled and restrained Cortez until law enforcement arrived. The Covingtons are members of the Word of Faith Fellowship Church, as are Cortez's parents. Cortez was reportedly upset that 3 of the church members had been infected with COVID-19, some of the earliest cases in the county at the time. He had expressed concern about his parents' welfare in the church during the outbreak. Along with the drug offense, Cortez was charged with breaking and entering to terrorize. The case was moved to Henderson County when District Attorney Ted Bell recused his office from prosecuting the case. Cortez subsequently received 2 years probation after he pleaded guilty to felony drug possession as a first-time offender and misdemeanor breaking and entering. Critics complained at the time Cortez's sentence was too light, concluding he had a more sinister intent when he broke into the Covington home with a handgun. The news, Stephen Cortez has been arrested in Wake County for an outstanding felony warrant for an alleged sex crime in Florida is deeply concerning, but not at all surprising, according to Butch Mulby, Word of Faith member and an unofficial spokesman for the church. While we never want anything but a healthy life for anyone, his patterns of very reckless, destructive, and even life-threatening behavior are clear. We're watching his extradition and the disposition of Florida's case closely. Cortez was once a member of the church and previously lived at the Covington home, leaving in 2017. That article from the Daily Courier. Deputy Butron was on with us earlier for the report from the Sheriff's Department, and we have that report right now.
Over the weekend, the Sheriff's Office responded to 176 calls for service. Jails processed 8 arrests, and there's currently 147 detained in jail. For incident reports, Christopher Fight reported an assault with a deadly weapon. Brian Matthew Robinson was charged with an assault on a female communicating threats. Owen Penton was served a warrant for a felony larceny. Dennis Mal Green was served a criminal summons for assault with a deadly weapon. Shannon Marie Foster was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting a public officer. Jonathan Tyler Wiest was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor and possession of methamphetamine. David Dwayne Upton was served an order for arrest for a failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Daniel Deshaun Mosley was served an order for arrest for a failure to appear on a misdemeanor. And Nathaniel Douglas Sizemore was charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. That's what we've got for the weekend.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Folks, it's not a joke, and I don't make this stuff up. I promise you I don't. But according to WorldNet Daily News, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has finally recognized that the masks they have been wanting everybody to wear for a better part of a year are largely ineffective because aerosols easily go around the top and the sides. So here's what they're recommending. Their latest recommendation is placing a sleeve made of sheer nylon hosiery material around the neck and pulling it up over either a cloth or medical procedure mask, or using knots and tucking it to fit a mask closer to the face. In other words, recommending putting pantyhose over your face with a mask. They came up with these techniques in experiments with mannequins in a lab and have not tested them on actual humans yet, but they have no empirical data, and the study even warns, quote, the findings of these simulations should neither be generalized to the effectiveness of all medical procedure masks or cloth masks, or interpreted as being representative of all the effectiveness of these masks when worn in real-world settings. So the CDC, who we've been trying to follow, requesting maybe those masks are not working after all. Maybe we should put pantyhose over the face and then put the mask on. I promise you I do not make this stuff up, folks. I promise you I do not. Well, as you've been hearing, if you have been hearing, Trump was acquitted in his second impeachment trial. Former President Trump was acquitted Saturday in his second Senate impeachment by a vote of 57-43. 7 Republicans slid off the roll and went with the Democrats, who sought to convict Trump as a first step to barring him from ever seeking office again. And that's what they're after. They want him to never come back again because they're so afraid of him. Richard Burr of North Carolina, which surprised me a whole lot, was one of the ones who voted to convict him, along with, of course, Susan Collins, we knew about her. Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Mitt Romney, we knew he'd do it. Ben Sasser and Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania, we knew about all those, but we did not know that this guy from out here in eastern part of the state, Richard Burr, we just didn't know he was going to betray the president like that. The former president issued a statement. He said, "It is a sad commentary on our times that one political party in America is given a free pass to denigrate the rule of law, defame law enforcement, cheer mobs, excuse rioters, and transform justice into a tool of political vengeance, and persecute, blacklist, cancel, and suppress all people and viewpoints with whom or which they disagree. I always have," he goes on to say, "and always will be a champion for the unwavering rule of law, the heroes of law enforcement, and the right of Americans to peacefully and honorably debate the issue of the day without malice and without hate." It was the second time Democrats had tried without success to impeach Trump. Trump was acquitted of abuse of power and obstruction of justice back in February 2020. Democrats were obsessed with impeaching Mr. Trump from the very beginning of his term, and now they have conducted a phony impeachment show trial when he's a private citizen out of office. As a nation, we must ask ourselves, how did we arrive at this place where rioting and pillaging would become commonplace? And the Democrats applauded it, turned their face away from it. It was month after month of political leaders and media personalities bloodthirsty for ratings, civil unrest, and condemning the president to let it go on, but yet tried to impeach him and kick him out so he would never run again. Good luck on that wish. Sports is up next.
This is Gilbert. If you owe the IRS past due taxes, don't call those toll-free national numbers. Local, affordable help is right here in Rutherford County. Stop garnishments, levies, and liens. Call Gilbert Carmona at 828-289-9300. All initial consultations are free. Call Gilbert, 828-289-9300.
Well, sports is not there from the network, unfortunately. It's a Monday. Must be Monday in Raleigh as well. But we do know that the game for Tuesday night's game with Virginia, Tar Heels and Virginia has been postponed due to COVID on the Virginia Tech side this time. Maybe they can find a team to play, but for now, no game tomorrow night. There will be a Roy Williams live show this evening at 7 o'clock. I'm sure he will be talking about that. They've had so many delays and cancellation because of the COVID. And where's it going from here? I think maybe they might not have many more games left because it's time for March Madness almost, and we don't know how that's going to pan out either, but we'll keep our ear to the ground in terms of the Tar Heel Sports Network and the ACC and find out for sure. But as of right now, another change has taken place with basketball with Tar Heels and Virginia Tech scheduled to play tomorrow night has been postponed for right now. But due to COVID, Virginia Tech had the COVID on their side, so they're not going to play the game. So they can all do whatever they normally do when they don't have games like that. I guess maybe go get a cup of coffee or something, or Coach may have them work it out extra hard. Well, if you are staying aware of, maybe you're not staying aware of anything nationally, but I hope you're paying attention to what we have. So we try to keep you abreast of what's happening. But President Biden is pulling the trigger on much tougher gun laws. Joe Biden said Saturday he used his third anniversary of the mass shooting at a high school in Parkland, Florida, for his expected call for further restrictions on gun ownership. Unlike many of the actions Biden has taken to date, he indicated he would appeal to Congress for help, not use executive orders for a change. He said in a statement, the Parkland students and so many other people across the country who have experienced gun violence are carrying forward the history of the American journey. It is a history written by young people, young adults that make a difference in each generation who challenge prevailing dogma to demand a simple truth. We can do better, and we will, he says. He added this administration will not wait for the next mass shooting to heed that call. We will take action to end our epidemic of gun violence and make our schools and communities safer. Today I'm calling on Congress to enact common sense gun law reforms, including requiring background checks on all gun sales, banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, and eliminating immunity for gun manufacturers who knowingly put weapons of war on the streets. Well, they're continuing to rattle that cage just to keep people upset. The gun lobbyists and those National Rifle Association and those of us who have guns are not going to sit still, you know that, for any kind of restrictions on purchasing or possession of guns. So it's going to remain to be an interesting turn of events. But we'll watch Mr. Biden, see what all else he has to say in the next few months.
Today we're going to stay mostly cloudy. It's not going to be as wet as this weekend. We are going to see highs in the upper 30s and lower 40s. As we head into tonight, that's when we're going to see showers increase. We could also get in on a few thunderstorms with windy conditions around. As we head into tomorrow, we are going to see some drier conditions roll in. Highs today will head into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Tonight will fall into the mid to upper 30s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
39 degrees and cloudy with anticipation of more rain starting here sometime this mid-morning, this afternoon, and into tonight. We'll see what's going to happen in that respect, so we'll keep our eye to the sky and the Weather Center and keep you posted on what's going to happen. Again, right now, 39 degrees. It should be warming up to about 43, but the wind chill value will be about 38, so cooler than we are right now with that wind chill value. So be prepared for that if you go outside in the wind today. It's 8:30 and time for the Word of Faith radio program. And with the program this morning is Ray Nino. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning. My name's Ray Nino. I'm from Word of Faith Fellowship, and I think I have some good things to share with you here today. You know, it's a difficult time that we live in right now, and you know, you got to begin to grab a hold of God and begin to see how He's going to bring you through or bring us through. But I'd like to start with 2 Timothy 2, where it says, "But understand this, that in the last days will set in perilous times of great stress and trouble, hard to deal with and hard to bear." That's where we're at right now. We're in the end times for sure. And they are perilous times. And he goes on, and I'm going to skip over to verse 12, where it says, "Indeed, all who delight in piety and are determined to live a devoted and godly life in Christ Jesus will meet with persecution, will be made to suffer because of their religious stand." And that's happening. I mean, that's happening all around us. And he says, "But the wicked men and impostors will go from bad to worse." It's going to get worse. "Deceiving and leading astray others, and being deceived and led astray themselves." But this is the thing we want to talk about today. He says, "But as for you, continue to hold to the things that you've learned and of which you are convinced, knowing from whom you've learned them." That's where we need to go. We need to begin to understand what Jesus has taught us to get to this point. Yes, there's a lot of things going on. He says, but understand this. He says, we're not wrestling with flesh and blood. You know, it's not the physical battle. He says in Ephesians 6:10, "For we're not wrestling with flesh and blood, contending only physically with opponents, but against despotism, against the powers, the master spirits who are the world rulers in this present darkness." We're fighting against the spiritual forces of wickedness in heavenly, places. We're fighting against in the supernatural sphere. We're fighting against the principalities that Satan has set over all the different areas to begin to dwarf us, to begin to try to stop us. This is Satan's last stand. This is the last days. He's about to lose. It's already written in the book. He loses. And it's about to come. So it's no wonder that all that's happening is happening. It's no wonder, as the Bible says, these are really perilous times. And they are somewhat hard to bear, at times. But it's okay. He's given us the ability to stand in the midst of it. And he says, continue to hold on to the things that you've learned. And that's what I'm going to share a little about today, because that's in my own life where I've watched, how he's taken me, and I've watched how he's allowed me to go through so many things. And those are the landmarks that are in my life. Those are the things that I go back to. Those are the strong foundational teachings. Those are the things that I hold on to because he's taught me, because I know where they've come from. They've come from Jesus. You know, it says, you know, when we're in spiritual warfare, though, so many times, you know, we begin to look at what's happening and we automatically think, well, it must have happened because of that. It must have happened, you know, it's obvious that, you know, it's just coincidence and it happened. Well, I'm sorry, but there's no coincidence. That's the devil. Because you're either serving the kingdom of God or you're serving the kingdom of Satan. And that's what's there. You know, you make the choices. You choose to go out into those areas you should have never been. You choose to build the plans that you think are the ideal plans for you that are going to make you the richest person, and you're going to live in all this glory and, you know, like all those said, and you're going to give some of it to God when you get there. Satan's out there right now. He's buffering you. He's buffering us. He's standing there. He's sent his his people, his things. They're out there fighting against us. But we're not fighting against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual warfare. Revelations 12:4 says, and his tail, he's talking about Satan, you know, swept across the sky and dragged down a third of the stars and flung them to earth. And the dragon himself, Satan himself, stationed himself in front of the woman who was about to deliver, so that he might devour her child as soon as he brought it forth. And obviously he's talking about when Jesus came forth, but he's talking about each one of us. The devil stations himself so he can destroy you. You know, you can come to wordoffaithfellowship.org, and you can see so many testimonies. And the testimonies that are there, there's so many of them. It starts out, I almost didn't live. There was a disease, or there was this. Why? Satan stationed himself there. He wanted to cut off the gift. He doesn't want the gift to come about. If the gift comes about, it's going to stand against him, because those people are going to learn we're not wrestling with flesh and blood. We're fighting against him. And they're going to learn how to fight. Jesus, you know, Satan wanted to stop Jesus, you know, but there was a real key. He wanted to stop him with the temptations that he offered to him in the wilderness. But one thing was there. Jesus had nothing common with Satan. There was nothing there. And that's our problem. We've made our lives, you know, such that we've become common because we grab this, we've grabbed that, we've grabbed that. But in John 14:13, it says, I'll not speak to you much longer, for the ruler of this world, Satan, is coming. And he has no claim on me, no power over me, nor anything that he can use against me. That's what he's talking about here. That's what I'm talking about here. We need to begin to see our lives. You know, I know, you know, sin separates you from God. It cuts you off. You know, and I know for me, and let me say this first too, because it's really important. When Satan comes to tempt, you know, you need to begin to understand that sin that he's bringing to you, that temptation that he's bringing to you, you know, it's only a pleasure for a season. And then you know what? You pay the price. And it says in Hebrews 11:25, it says, choosing rather to suffer affliction. He's talking about Moses. Moses, you know, he could have had everything. He was the Pharaoh's son. And it says, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. He made a choice. He didn't choose the sin. He didn't choose the sin but for a season. And then what happens? It says in Romans 6:23, for the wages of those sin is death. That's what we pay. We pay the price of death. You know, we get cut off from God. We live a spiritual death because we're in that sin. We don't have that ability to come before God. And that's what we need to begin to learn. Because as we begin to do that, we put ourselves in a position, we remove ourselves from God when we sin. when we go into all those areas of our, our lives that we shouldn't do, we remove ourselves from sin. And truthfully, I came out of a lot of drugs, and God saw fit to bring me out. And it was instantaneous. I did drugs for 7 years, and the last 4 years I did them every day. And then God saw fit to immediately bring me out. And he began to set me on a path to come to really know who he was. But all the time, there were still all those things, that I had to continue to walk out. I had to continue to come away from. I had to realize, but yet even in the midst of those times, you would go, oh, what about that? And, you don't think about it, that it's just a pleasure, but for a season. You just feel that temptation. You're not like Jesus. You're not sitting there with nothing in you. Nothing in you that can cause him to use against him. We had all the stuff that was still there. But yet God began to deal in my life. He began to bring me out step by step. Slowly but slowly. In those areas too of sin, it was, all it would do, all it would bring would be the sadness, the sorrow. You'd feel that remorse and all that, but you need to read. I want to read Revelations 12:10, because then it says, "Then I heard a strong, loud voice in heaven." This is what's to come, but you need to see who Satan really is. He says, "Then I heard a strong, loud voice in heaven saying, 'Now it has come, the salvation and the power of the kingdom, the dominion and the reign of God.'" Jesus is coming to take back this turf that Satan has been able to walk in during this period of time and the temptations. And he says, "And the power and the sovereignty and the authority of his Christ, the Messiah." And this is what I want to show you, because this is who Satan is. "For the accuser of our brethren, who he keeps bringing before the God, charges against them day and night." And really, that's what, that's who Satan is. That's what he's done to us, He says, "Satan, you are the father, the devil, and it is you." No, you are of your father, the devil. He's talking about us, the devil. "And it is your will to practice the lust and gratify the desires which are the characteristic of your father. He is a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in truth, but there is no truth in him. When he speaks falsehood, he speaks what is natural to him, for he is a liar and the father of lies, of all that is false." And what is he doing? He's constantly coming before God, and he's constantly coming before you and accusing you of all those things. That's why it's important. One of the greatest fights that you can make is begin to come out of where you are. Allow God to take you through those points of deliverance in your life. Let him bring you up out of all those old ways. Let him bring you to a new life in Christ, totally new in him. And you'll begin to see that accuser, there's nothing there for him to talk about. When there's no sin in your life, when you realize that you're paying the price daily, you're removing yourself from those areas. You're taking your will back. You're beginning to fight and realize that every time you've come to this point and you choose to deny, "I'm not going there," you get stronger in God. And that's what I watched in my life. I always wanted to come into a place in God where, I truly could serve him and I could allow the gift of God in me. But for so many years early on, I could feel that, I could feel those things. I could feel the shame. I could feel the guilt. And it would cut off the very strength and power for me having the ability to say those things. And yet I don't have that problem today. He doesn't win that battle anymore with me. I've made that choice in my life. Because I made that choice, he then reigns strong in me. Yes, I still have some problems, but I know where to go. I know I can go to Jesus, and I know he's there. I'm not going to wallow in the mud. I'm not going to lay there and let the Satan pound on me and pound on me and pound on me and say, you did this, you did that, you were doing this. How can you possibly think you could bring a message about Jesus? You don't serve him. You serve me. You do all these different things. It's not that way anymore. I serve God. I rejoice in him. I rejoice in the fellowship I have in him. I'm grateful for the fellowship I have in him. I know he's also an advocate. I know he stands with the Father, and I know to go to him. If I waver at all, if I have an issue, I go immediately to God. I deal with the sin. I get restored unto him, and I walk in the path. I don't stray from the path because he helps me. He helps me. In 2 Corinthians, because this is a really key in it, 10:5, it says, inasmuch as we refute arguments, theories, and reasons, and every proud and lofty thing that sets itself up against the true knowledge of God. And that's what I'm talking about. And yet we need to lead every thought and purpose away captive into the obedience of Christ. Those thoughts come. You think, I might want to do this, I might want to do that. We need to take the thoughts captive. And it tells you how you take them captive. You yield in submission to God. You yield to him. It may take a song. It may take you going to the Word. But you know what? You're not fighting against flesh and blood there. You're fighting against those demonic systems. You're fighting against the devil trying to bring and be an accuser to you and saying, it's not going to matter. It's just like he went to Eve. One bite of that fruit, it's okay. And that's where he comes to us and he says, it's okay to go. We take those thoughts captive. We fight against. We fight against the devil. We fight against the devil in the realm of the spirit. That's spiritual warfare. We sit in the groanings at times. We may have to be fast. Sometimes it takes fasting. And, we're crying out to God in all forms of prayer, whatever it takes to take back our will. And each time it comes, we're taking it back stronger and stronger. We're fighting. We're fighting a spiritual warfare. And in Philippians 4:18, it says, for the rest, brethren, whatever is true, because this is where we need to live, whatever is worthy of reverence, whatever is honorable and seemingly, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely and lovable, whatever is kind and winsome and gracious, if there is any virtue and excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think on and weigh and take account of these things. Fix your minds on them. That's how we take the thoughts captive. How we move on. We go into obedience in God. We begin to look and see what is winsome, gracious, have great virtue. That's Jesus. We're putting our mind and thoughts on him. So we're not in these other things. We're not allowing the devil to come and bring those temptations. And we're walking then like Jesus. It's not in us. He has no ability to attach himself when it's not in us. We're not allowing it to be part of us. In Colossians 3:2, it says, set your minds and keep them set on what is above, the higher things, not on the things of this earth. That's where we're going. We're setting them on the higher things of what God wants us to be. His purposes, his strengths. That's where he wants us. I want to use some examples because it's not necessarily exactly will relate 100% with your life, but I want to use some examples that I've seen and I've seen in my own life here. I want to talk about Daniel. I want to talk about the fight that he had. In Daniel 10:13, it says, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about these principalities, these powers, these wickedness in high places that set themselves there to what? To come against us, to buffer us, to fight against our very prayers, to fight against those things that are there, to try to withhold what we're praying, try to keep God from even coming to us. He says, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia was standing in opposition with me for 21 days. Daniel was there. It says later, it says he was groaning out. I mean, he was mourning, he was fasting, he was praying. And that's what was happening at the whole time. And it says, then behold, Michael, one of the chief celestial princes, came to help me. For I had been there with the kings of Persia. He'd been fighting those principalities. He could feel it. It's an interesting thing sometimes. We walk out of the house and it just feels like somebody dumped mud all over you, and it just feels that heaviness. And you sit there, no, what is that? I don't feel I've walked through anything. I'm not given that, I know. But that principality is just sitting there, trying to dwarf you, just trying to lay on you. And that's when God's talking. You have to begin to rise up out of that. You've got to begin to take your place. You've got to be, it said the prophet Daniel had received a troubling vision concerning a great war. That's why he was there. That's why he was going to God. He was there because there was heaviness in him. He saw this heaviness and he's like, what do I do? And it was 21 days he was sitting there, waiting to feel this. And Michael the whole time was fighting. He was fighting. And he said he went through that 3-week period, and he was mourning. And I believe what mourning for me is that groaning out with God. He was fasting, and praying, having spiritual warfare. In response to Daniel's prayer, God sent a heavenly messenger then to explain the vision. See, God comes and he breaks it right in half. It cuts that heaviness. You can begin to feel it sometimes. Especially you can begin to feel it, when it says, I was glad to go into the house of God. And you go into the house of God and you begin to sing the praises of God. And, all of a sudden you start feeling that lifting. And then the word comes and the people are sharing. And you feel the praise because, you're thinking on these things. Now, what things are you thinking on? The great things of virtue, the great things of God. You're thinking about Jesus because you're sitting in the house of God and being presented before him, and it's breaking off. Sometimes it'll take prayer. Sometimes the whole congregation stands and fights and battles, and you begin to feel it lift. That's where we have to be. That's where we have to go. These are perilous times. It says it. These are very difficult times to deal with and stand before. And if we don't walk in these ways, if we don't walk, like Daniel, if we don't take that place, God will release those angels. He'll allow them to come. But at the same time, Satan is buffering. He's there. He's trying to withhold it. He's trying to be a hindrance in the middle of it. It continues, says, but the prince of Persia, the kingdom, he resisted me for 20 days. The prince of Persia is in reference to that evil spirit entity or possibly a principality, like I've said. And he had authority over the kingdom of Persia. See, you remember that God gave Satan reign for a season to come, and tempt and do whatever. And to take those astray, to lead them astray, if possible, it was. Because that's the next example I want to give you. Because you got to begin to see, the way he works and the way he acts, and who he really is. In Job, if you go to Job and you see in Job 1, he says, now there was a day when the sons of God, the angels, came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan, the adversary, the accuser, also came among them. He came before God. He said, the Lord said to Satan, from where have you come? And this is what I was talking about. And he said, Satan answered the Lord, from roaming about on the earth and walking around on it. See, Satan, he's there. He's here. He has a limited reign that God's given him. And here he says, the Lord said to Satan, have you considered and reflected on my servant Job? He wants to know, otherwise, here's one. Did you deal with him? Have you tried to tempt him? He says, for there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and an upright man, one who fears God with reverence and abstains from and turns away from evil because he honors God. Then Satan answered to the Lord, does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not put a hedge of protection around him and his house and all that he has? And Satan's saying, well, you've put it where I can't touch him. And God says, no, what God does, he says he allows Satan then to go, and deal it. There becomes no hedge. And he afflicts. He does try to afflict Job to the point, of where it would cost him his knowledge of God. But the Lord said to Satan, behold, all that Job has is in your power. Only do not put your hand on the man himself. See, Satan's limited. We have to understand Satan is limited. He's going to put lies before us. Remember, he's the father of lies. He's going to put those things out there and try to seduce you with the lies and do whatever. But if we stand and not allow it and press through it and take those captive, those thoughts, those lies, and discard them and be obedient to God, he can't touch us. He can't come before us. Those are the rules. Satan's there, but the rules are he can't put his hand on us. And we have the church. I told you about going to the church, and in the church in Ephesians it says, because this is where we show the power of God. In Ephesians 3:10 it says the purpose is that through the church, the complicated, multi-sided wisdom of God, all its infinite variety and innumerable aspects, might now be made known to the angelic rulers and authorities and principalities and powers in the heavenly sphere. When you're in the church, you're letting them know. Excuse me. You're letting them know where the power of God is. As you stand there and you worship them, they can't stay. As you begin to pray, they have to flee. Satan has to flee. He can't be there because the power of God is being given. That complicated, many-sided wisdom of God and its infinite variety in innumerable aspects. What does that mean? Prayer, singing, standing before God, travailing before God, dancing before God, watching the twirling and the dancing that is nothing more than that power that comes when you begin to see God move. That's the church. That's why the church is, that's the purpose of the church. They hate the prayer. In Corinthians 12:10 it says, because it gives the gifts, to us as well. And it says, to another, the working of miracles, to another, prophetic insight, the gift of interpreting the divine will and purpose of God. And this is the one I want you to see. And to another, the ability to discern and distinguish between the utterance of true spirits and false ones. As we're standing there, we begin to understand who God really is. He's given us those gifts. He's given us those abilities. It's an amazing thing. We're getting, I'm getting near the end of time, so I'm trying to figure out specifically what the rest of it is I'm going to give you. But in Revelation, it's a real important thing. It says, the seventh angel then blew the trumpet, and there were mighty voices in heaven shouting, the dominion, the kingdom, the sovereignty rule of the world has now come into the possession and been the kingdom of our Lord and our Christ Jesus. and he shall reign forever and ever and ever. That's where we're coming to. That's where we're beginning to understand. That's what I was talking about before. Satan has a limited rule. He has a limited things that he can rule and he can do. But if we'll stand in those places, and we reject who he is. I know that the song, "The kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord." That was a powerful message that came to me in my life. At times the whole church would sing it before me because I had given to so many of the kingdoms of this world, and they literally dominated me. They possessed, who I was. But when those songs would come, when they would sing and they would pray, that release, there was two ladies that became like sisters to me that would sing it, and stand over me and just proclaim those very things. And I watched God go in and divide and divide and divide and divide and bring me to the very place that I am today. And bring me to here, to be able to share what I shared with you today. So take those thoughts captive. Begin to wrestle against those spirits, not against flesh and blood. Don't fight against all what you have. Yes, come out of where you are, but serve God. Let the thoughts of your mind be pure and good. Thank you for having me here today. It's truly a pleasure to be here. You can see us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30. And go to our website, www.wordoffaithfellowship.org, and see some of those testimonies I talked about earlier. Thank you.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356.
To the high-risk people vaccinated, then it will be safer to do so.
The U.S. is now administering an average of 1.7 million vaccine doses every day. States say they can do more if they had the supply. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
A new ABC News Ipsos poll shows 58% of Americans think that President Trump should have been convicted and barred from ever holding future office. There's still a clear division along party lines. 88% of Democrats say they thought a conviction was warranted, compared with only 14% of Republicans. Meghan and Harry are expecting their second child. It'll be Queen Elizabeth's 10th great-grandchild. A nice diversion, says royal commentator Alastair Bruce.
I think as a distraction to her role as head of state, being kept informed of what's going on amongst her family is very special.
Soon to be big brother Archie, now 21 months old. You're listening to ABC News.
Paid for by Asset Marketing Services, LLC.
Have you heard? A secret hoard of 1902 Morgan silver dollars has been found. These gorgeous 1902 O Morgans are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 500 of these coins are available. Coin experts are calling the Great Southern Treasury Hoard an incredible opportunity. Just call govmint.com at 1-800-859-1518, and you're guaranteed a mint condition 1902 Morgan silver dollar featuring the iconic O Mint mark of the New Orleans Mint. These 119-year-old coins were found in sealed bags that have been untouched since 1902. That makes these unopened bags of Morgan silver dollars extremely rare. To learn more, call 1-800-859-1518. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $10 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-859-1518 now to secure your 1902 Morgan silver dollar coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-859-1518.
Some saber rattling from Iran. ABC's Jordana Miller has the story from Jerusalem.
In what may be another attempt to pressure the Biden administration, Iran announcing it successfully tested a new smart short-range missile and announcing it will hold a joint naval drill with Russia in the Indian Ocean soon. This just days after Iran's intelligence minister warned his country may be forced to seek nuclear weapons if U.S. sanctions are not lifted. Israel estimates it would take Iran at least 2 years to develop a nuclear bomb. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
In Myanmar. Protesters angry over the military coup, trying to get the headquarters of the political party led by ousted President Aung San Suu Kyi in the city of Mandalay. Police and soldiers clashing with a crowd of about 1,000 people using slingshots, sticks, and guns, firing rubber bullets on the protesters. Google hit with a fine of just over $1 million in France for posting what officials say were misleading star ratings for French hotels. And another major car company is looking to speed away from gas engines. Jaguar and Rover today announcing they'll start adding more electric vehicles to both brands in the next few years. The first all-electric Land Rover is expected to debut in 2024, and around the same time, Jaguar will be an all-electric brand as well. This is ABC News.
Ready to create your own income with your own home-based business where there's no such thing as getting laid off? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Get the facts now. Goherenext.com.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I'm at this cave to show how Multiply the Cash can multiply your winnings. Up to 100 times. Whoa, just imagine winning all of that cash. So you can have more of what you love. Sweet. Multiply the Cash from the North Carolina Education Lottery is everything you love multiplied. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.03 to 4.84. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
The cure for the common NASCAR show is PRN's Garage Pass. Hi, I'm Mark Garrow. We'll take you where others won't.
Yeah, we led the most laps. We won 4 races, the most I've ever won in a season. So lots and lots of highlights.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the rules going in, so it's not like a complete shocker. You have to win at the end, and we won in the start in the middle of the season.
PRN's Garage Pass. It's 4 minutes that will keep you talking for hours.
From ABC Sports, this is Rich Cantu. LeBron James and the Lakers traveled to Denver looking for their 8th straight win over the Nuggets. But Anthony Davis left the game in the first half after aggravating his right Achilles injury and would not return. Nikola Jokic powered Denver past the reigning champs.
Jokic drives on Davis. Keeps inside, flips it up, shot's good. He is just so good.
The call on ESPN. Jokic finished with a triple-double, 12 points, 10 assists, 16 boards. Nuggets win it 122-105. The Mavericks' Luka Doncic put up 44 against the Trailblazers last night, but it was Dame time in Dallas.
Dame brings it up. There is a 2-for-1 opportunity if they want it. 35 seconds, step back, three-pointer, buries it!
The call on KPOJ. Portland tops Dallas 121-118. Damian Lillard finishing with a double-double, 34 points, 11 assists. This is ABC Sports. Michael McDowell won the rain-delayed and crash-plagued Daytona 500.
The headline, Michael McDowell, his first career NASCAR Cup Series win in the 63rd running of the Daytona 500.
On Motor Racing Network early on, a 16-car crash, a 6-hour interruption because of rain and lightning.
Showtime at Daytona now. All the marbles on the table.
And the last lap after midnight.
Both Team Penske cars crash. Keselowski is up in a ball of flame, up into the outside wall. He'll take Kyle Busch with him.
McDowell plowed past the 2 spinning cars.
The hole opened up. I just can't believe it. Just so thankful. It's amazing.
McDowell snapping an 0-for-357 streak. Chuck Severson, ABC Sports.
Back to the NBA, Devin Booker rallied the Suns to their 6th straight win, dispatching the Magic.
Suns of the rebound. Out in front, Booker. He gets the ball. He takes it to the rim, and it's a whammo.
The call on KTAR, Booker finishing with 27 points and 6 assists, Phoenix pulling away with the 109-90 victory. The Clippers were missing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard against the Cavaliers, both players out nursing injuries, but Lou Williams stepped in and dealt the Cavs their 7th straight loss.
20 to shoot as he crosses the timeline. Williams puts the head down, gets to the basket. Oh, he got fouled and put it in.
The call on KLAC, Clippers win it 128-111. Williams finishing with 30 points and 10 assists. LA gains its 3rd straight win. This is Rich Cantu, ABC Sports.
Put Jesse James Railroad Express on your daily lunch list. He now has daily specials. Monday, Get a hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for 99 cents. Add slaw for 45 cents. Tuesday, the Carolina Express on a regular bun, any side, 16-ounce drink, $6.99 plus tax. Thursday, chicken salad croissant, any side with regular drink, $6.99 plus tax. Friday, 2 hot dogs, any way, bag of chips, 16-ounce drinks, $4.99 plus tax. A delicious lunch every day of the week. Only at Jesse James Railroad Express, open every day 11 a.m. until 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. Call 828-447-4644 for takeout orders. Jesse James is located 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. All aboard.
Today we're going to stay mostly cloudy. It's not going to be as wet as this weekend. We are going to see highs in the upper 30s and lower 40s. As we head into tonight, that's when we're going to see showers increase. We could also get in on a few thunderstorms with windy conditions around. As we head into tomorrow, we are going to see some drier conditions roll in. Highs today will head into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Tonight will fall into the mid to upper 30s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
The music's on us on Monday, WCAB.
The night was clear and the moon was yellow and the leaves came tumbling down. I was standing on the corner when I heard my bulldog
Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. She's walking down the street, blind to every eye she meets. Do you think you'll be the guy to make the queen of the angels sigh? Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. She holds her head so high, like a statue in the sky. Her arms are wicked and her legs are long. When she moves, my brain screams out this song. Sidewalk crouches at her feet, like a dog that begs for something sweet. Do you hope to make her see you fool? Do you hope to pluck this dusky jewel? Hello, 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 hello. I want you, I need my You say yes, I say no. You say stop, and I say go, go, go. Oh no. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. I say hi, you say no, you say why, and I say I don't know. Oh no. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Do you say goodbye, goodbye? Oh no. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. You say yes, I say no. You say stop, I say go, go, go. Oh no. You say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Hello.
Just when I've begun to get myself together, you waltz right in the door, just like you've done before, and wrap my heart round your little finger. Here you come again. Just when I'm about to make it work without you, you look into my eyes and lie those pretty lies, and pretty soon I'm wondering how I came to doubt you. All you gotta do is smile and smile, and there go all my defenses. Just leave it up to you, and in a little while you're messing up my mind and filling up my senses. Here you come again, looking better than a body has a right to, and shaking me up so that all I really know is here you come again. And here I go. All you gotta do is smile and smile, and there go all my defenses. Just
see when I look in your eyes, or just another empty lie. Do you wanna make love, or do you just wanna fool around? I guarantee it will bring you down if you try and fool yourself. Well, do you wanna make love, or do you just wanna fool around? You can take it seriously, or take it somewhere
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night. It's such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Ooh, ooh. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night. It's such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Ooh, I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Ooh, ooh. Showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. You can see it in my eyes. Yeah, I love a rainy night, 'cause it makes me high. Ooh, I love a rainy night. No, I do. Yeah, yeah, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. You can see it in my eyes. I love a rainy night. Makes me high. Well, I love a rainy night. I love you too. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And H&R Block has 3 locations to serve you. 197 Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton, 1636 College Avenue, Suite 135 in Spindale, and at 542 Oak Street in Forest City.
Robbins Painting Carpet has become the friend of folks who do their own work around the house and friends of the professional. Robbins Painting Carpet is the headquarters for Benjamin Moore Premium Quality Paint. It goes on easily and beautifully the first time, every time. Save yourself some time. Do it right the first time with Benjamin Moore. Robbins will provide expert help and advice to make every project a success. Call on Jim and his team for refinishing floors 2 Robbins Painting Carpet across from Quality Inn in Forest City.
Today we're going to say mostly cloudy. It's not going to be as wet as this weekend. We are going to see highs in the upper 30s and lower 40s. As we head into tonight, that's when we're going to see showers increase. We could also get in on a few thunderstorms with windy conditions around. As we head into tomorrow, we are going to see some drier conditions roll in. Highs today will head into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Tonight will fall into the mid to upper 30s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I want to tell you how much I love you. Do you remember when we met? That's the day I knew you were my pet. I want to tell you how much I love you. Come with me to the sea of love. Do you remember when we met? That's the day I knew you were my pet. I want to tell you how much I love you. Come with me to the sea of love. Do you remember when we met? That's the day I knew you were my pet. I want to tell you how much I love you.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better. And anytime you feel the pain, hey Jude, refrain. Don't carry the world upon your shoulder. For well you know that it's a fool who plays it cool by making his world a little colder. Na 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 na. Hey Jude, don't let me down. You have found her, now go and get her. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. So let it out and let it in. Hey Well, here we are again. I guess it must be fate. We've tried it all night long, but deep inside we know we'd be back to setting straight. I still remember when your kiss was so brand new. Every memory repeats, every step I take retreats, every journey always brings me back to you. After all the stops and starts, we keep coming back to these two hearts, two angels who've been rescued from the fall. And after all that we've been through, it all comes down to me and you. I guess it's meant to be forever, you and me. After all, when love is truly right, this time it's truly right. It lives from year to year. It changes as it goes, oh, and on the way it grows, but it never disappears. After all the stops and starts, we keep coming back to these two hearts, two angels who've been rescued from the fall. And after all that we've been through, it all comes down to me and you. I guess it's meant to be forever, you and me. After all, oh, it's just been on my task. No, I needed you so much. After all, what else is living for? Oh, after all the stops and starts, we keep coming back to these two hearts, two angels who've been rescued from the fall. And after all that we've been through, it all comes down to me and you. I guess it's meant to be forever, you and me. After all the stops and starts, we keep coming back to these two hearts, two angels who've been rescued from the fall. And after all that we've been through, it all comes down to me and you. I guess it's meant to be forever, you and me. After all.
From the bedroom to the boardroom, thousands are getting their day started with the first news, weather, and sports on the morning show with Jim Bishop here on WCAB Rutherfordton.
See the tree, how big it's grown, but friend, it hasn't been too long. It wasn't big. I laughed at her and she got mad. The first day that she planted it was just a twig. Then the first snow came and she ran out to brush the snow away so it wouldn't die. Came running in, all excited, slipped and almost hurt herself, and I laughed till I cried. She was always young at heart, kinda dumb and kinda smart, and I loved her so. And I surprised her with a puppy, kept me up all Christmas Eve 2 years ago. And it would sure embarrass her when I came in from working late, 'cause I would know that she'd been sitting there and crying over some sad and silly late show. And honey, I miss you, and I'm being good, and I'd love to be with you if only I could. She wrecked the car and she was sad and so afraid that I'd be mad, but what the heck? Though I pretended hard to be, guess you could say she saw through me and hugged my neck. I came home unexpectedly and caught her crying needlessly in the middle of the day. And it was in the early spring when flowers bloom and robins sing, she went away. And honey, I miss you, and I'm being good, and I'd love to be with you if only I could. One day while I was not at home, while she was there and all alone, the angels came. Now all I have is memories of honey, and I wake up nights and call her name. Now my life's an empty stage where honey lived and honey played and love grew up. And a small cloud passes overhead and cries down on the flower bed that honey loved. And see the tree, how big it's grown, but friend, it hasn't been too long, it wasn't big. And I laughed at her and she got mad. The first day that she planted it was just a twig.
What you do to me. treat me right. Moving my feet to the disco beat. How in the world could I keep my seat? All of a sudden I begin to change. I was on the dance floor acting strange. Flapping my arms, I begin to cluck. Look at me, I'm the disco dog. When the music stopped, I returned to my seat. But there's no stopping a duck in his beat. So I got back up to try my luck. Why look?
Thank you, Duck, for getting down. Thank you so very much.
Jim Dandy to the rescue. Jim Dandy to the rescue.
Get the first weather forecast at 6:05 here on 100.9 FM 590 AM WCAB Rutherfordton.
To prevent a complete overload of the state's power grid, ABC's Jim Ryan's in Dallas.
Not all of the outages are intentional. In Austin, Rick Houlihan's electricity is out because a falling tree knocked over power lines in his neighborhood.
We got no heat in the house. I got no hot water. We haven't even been able to shower for 2 days. You know, I mean, it's starting to get pretty old.
The last time rolling blackouts were imposed on Texas was 10 years ago. Then, as now, it wasn't heat putting strain on the grid, but extreme cold. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Bitterly cold temperatures in the middle part of the country, wind chills well below zero in several Midwestern states. Americans are weighing in on how they think Donald Trump's second impeachment trial should have gone.
In a new ABC News Ipsos poll, 58% of Americans say former President Trump should have been convicted for inciting the Capitol insurrection. But only 14% of Republicans nationwide thought Trump should have been found guilty and barred from holding federal office in the future. Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, one of the 7 Republicans who voted to convict, defended his decision on ABC's This Week.
I'm attempting to hold President Trump accountable, and that is the trust I have from the people that elected me.
Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Louisiana Republicans censured Cassidy for his vote. Republicans in North Carolina are expected to do the same thing, the Senator Richard Barr later today. COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are decreasing in the U.S., even though health officials are warning of new variants that are more contagious and in some cases more deadly. Will the vaccines work against them?
We don't know a lot about them yet. It's not a surprise to see new variants coming out of the United States, given how much infection we've had. I expect that these variants will be susceptible to vaccines, but we've got to test that out and make sure that that's correct.
Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha. You're listening to ABC News.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-5959. That's 1-800-885-5959. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-885-5959.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Great Britain hitting a COVID vaccination milestone. ABC's Tom Rivers is in London.
Goal was ambitious to vaccinate with the first of 2 shots 15 million of the oldest and most vulnerable in the UK. Health Secretary Matt Hancock.
We hit it 2 days early and right across the whole of the UK, managing to ensure that everybody in groups 1 to 4 is offered a jab.
Uptake here has been higher than expected. Over 90% of the over 70s have been vaccinated. But as Hancock says, there's no rest in the National Health Service. Phase 2 has begun, with those 65 and older now being invited to come in for a jab. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
New Zealand's capital is now under a 3-day lockdown after 3 unexplained cases of coronavirus popped up. Fresh snow in the Rockies and Colorado, again raising the avalanche danger. 2 more people were killed in avalanches there over the weekend. The military in Myanmar cracking down again on demonstrators protesting the recent coup. Crowds in the city of Mandalay facing cops and soldiers wielding sticks, slingshots, guns, firing rubber bullets. And in the Great American Race,
McDowell wins the Daytona 500.
The call on the Motor Racing Network after a 100-1 long shot. Michael McDowell threaded his way through a fiery crash on the last lap to take the checkered flag. The end of the race coming after midnight following hours of rain delays. This is ABC News.
President Biden says he will defeat the NRA, and now the NRA is fighting back. All this week, Newsmax TV's Stinchfield tells the real story about Biden and the NRA. Watch Stinchfield at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax TV. It's on all major cable systems. Check your guide or call them. Tell them you want Newsmax. And download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone or smart TV and watch us now. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax. You should too.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Today we're going to say mostly cloudy. It's not going to be as wet as this weekend. We are going to see highs in the upper 30s and lower 40s. As we head into tonight, that's when we're going to see showers increase. We could also get in on a few thunderstorms with windy conditions around. As we head into tomorrow, we are going to see some drier conditions roll in. Highs today will head into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Tonight will fall into the mid to upper 30s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Holding hands, sipping cherry cokes, and enjoying the music of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. 100.9 FM, 590 AM. This is WCAB.
Came back.
come so easy. All the loving you gave me, the feelings we shared. And I still can remember how your touch was so tender. It told me you cared. We had a once in a lifetime, but I just couldn't see it until it was gone. A second once in a lifetime, maybe too much to ask, but I swear from now on, if ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. Now I'm seeing clearly how I still need you near me. I still love you so. There's something between us that won't ever leave us. There's no letting go. We had a once in a lifetime, but I just didn't know it till my life fell apart. A second once in a lifetime isn't too much to ask, 'cause I swear from the heart, if ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. Never end. The best of romances deserve second chances. I'll get to you somehow, 'cause I promise now, if ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will
We are remembering the classic oldies right here on WCAB Rutherfordton. The best of both worlds now. AM 590 and 100.9 FM.